100% of their income. It's ridiculous. But they don't want you looking at that. They want you screaming that government is intrusive and that business would be better. How could business possibly be better? Big business is making record profits, and they're still not hiring you. So please, this disconnect that you must actually go through, where, well, if corporate profits were high, they would hire more people and they would pay better wages. That's bull crap. We're living through that right this second. Corporate profits are through the roof. The stock market is over 11,000 most days, 12,000 some days. People are making trillions of dollars in this economy. Are they passing that on to you? No. They're just buying more lobbyists to pay less taxes in a time of intense deficits. Something's wrong. But they got you focused on, I want smaller government. That translates into, I don't want any oversight over my food. I don't want any oversight over products. I don't want any oversight over my airplane. I don't want any oversight. Listen, we could turn the National Mall into a parking lot. We could make money doing that too. Why don't we do it? Because that's not what's at play here. What's at play here is getting you to say you want smaller government, which really means no oversight. Businesses are doing banner business, and they are still sitting on their cash. They are learning to make us more productive, meaning we now do the job of 3 or 4, and in some cases 5 people for the same money. They've made us all a dime a dozen. And terrified. And they're paying less and less tax, and they have less and less oversight. And it's getting worse and worse. Marcus in Fort Bragg, or near Fort Bragg.
Hey, Randy, good to talk to you again.
You too.
You're talking about the red herrings they send people out on, small government, things like that. I got a couple of ideas. I'll throw them to you, and we're always looking for ways we can immediately cut spending now. Mm-hmm. What about revisiting 2 old horses that we can beat on for looking for new ways? One is welfare. Just an idea. What if we stopped paying, what if the amount of money that you were paid on welfare for your second child stayed that way no matter what? What if your 3rd, 4th, and 5th child, you still only received a check that covered 2?
I got one for you.
Okay.
If we reduce the salary of our Congress members by $20,000 each, which amounts to a couple $100 a week, right?
Uh-huh.
Over 10 years, there's your $100 million.
I like that idea.
Simple, right?
I'll throw you another one.
So why are we looking to single mothers to make the sacrifice and make their children pay a heavy price when...
wait. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I interrupt you.
I was going to say 87% of people on welfare are white single mothers. So why are we asking those people to make the biggest sacrifice when we know that there's, Congress members who are millionaires who could definitely afford a couple of $100 a week less, and there's our $100 million that everybody's flopping around looking for?
Oh, no, I have no intention of doing anything. I don't suggest we do anything to existing parents with existing children. Those children would naturally be grandfathered in. Let's just say we set a date. I don't know, January 1st.
My question is, why are you looking to single mothers to pay a heavier price than Congress members or Google, who is, avoiding $1 billion in taxation by running their profits through Ireland?
I'm not saying that at all.
So why would you even look there? I mean, why is that a place where you look to save money?
Hold on. Let me... What you have is a situation where people will voluntarily reduce the number of children they choose to have in the future.
But what if you don't believe in abortion? I mean, you're saying that people either have to practice birth control or have abortions in order to keep the number of children that they have down.
Sex is a choice.
Well, for some women it's not,
Of course, in every situation, there are always extenuating circumstances.
But you've got conservatives who don't want any exceptions for abortion, and so how in the world are you looking in that area
I can't do anything. It's not. I'm just.
I mean,
saying,
why would you even want to look there to save a couple of shekels instead of looking at millionaires and billionaires who should be, working in Congress is a part-time job. I hate to tell you. Half the time they're fundraising, and the other half the time, they're milling around. You know what I mean?
Well, that was actually going to be my suggestion too. What if your Congress people only receive the mean salary of their state?
What if they only received $150,000 instead of $175,000? Well, that's $100 million in savings right there. And if if we took a vote, if we actually made them vote on this, then you would know who was really for saving money and who was really looking to just gut oversight and consumer protection.
I mean,
Wouldn't it be a good test of intent? Wouldn't it be a good test of their intentions?
That's why I say pay them the mean salary of their state. What better way to get a state to invest in production?
Because then you actually are encouraging lobbying.
Okay, I'm more than happy to listen on this. What if we're paying them?
Remember, the simple answer is usually the most correct. It's Occam's razor.
Okay.
All right. So if it's just so obvious that Congress members, a good chunk of which are millionaires, if they would just take $20,000 a year less and put that to a vote, we could save $100 million over 10 years right now, right out of the barrel. And it would be a good show of where their intentions are instead of looking to the least of us to always, make the sacrifice.
And so that's just it. I'm not necessarily looking to the least. I'm looking at more of small ways.
Well, who do you think is on welfare? Very rich people?
No, gosh, no. I'm looking.
And what about welfare that goes to big oil? Or what about farm subsidies? Isn't that welfare too?
I have problems with all that.
Okay, so this is what the president said in the speech. He said, let's end big oil subsidies. That's $60 billion there. I'm keeping a running tally.
Economics 101.
Okay, that's $60 billion there. If we ended farm subsidies, that's $178 billion there. And then if we ask Congress to take a $20,000 a year salary reduction, okay, and most of them are millionaires, right there. I mean, we're talking about real money. We're talking about what, $300 billion.
You want to know a good one that you can look up for later to see the money that's possible to be saved? The money that could be saved by not prosecuting, holding, or having, or basically the future money that would be made off of productive citizens whose lives have been ruined by decriminalizing vice crimes, basically. Prostitution,
gambling,
all the little crimes that are basically...
Okay, and you know why we don't do it?
Because then somebody doesn't get reelected?
No, because we have a prison lobby.
Yeah, and that's, Randy, that is exactly what I'm talking about with both the welfare and the
yes, but welfare, when you say welfare, you really need to look at the welfare queens. And I'm talking about big oil, $60 billion, farms.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, corn alone gets $4.8 billion in price supports.
Look up the money on,
but let's not look at women and children first, okay? They're supposed to be saved first. I mean, we've always been, genteel in that way. And now, that was the first thing that came out of your mouth, and it's really interesting. But all these other people that are getting welfare, big oil, corn, dairy, the Congress, I mean, when you look at that, and prison, they all have lobbyists.
I agree.
Welfare mothers don't have a lobbyist, so let's leave them out of this, okay? 10 till.
Randi Rhodes.
Making the world a better place, whether the world wants it or not. This is The Randi Rhodes Show.